Vienna Instruments Pro offers a lot of new features that make your work with performance patches, especially performance intervals, much more flexible. The most essential information first. From now on, all performance interval patches in Vienna Instruments Pro are polyphonic, if you like. In the Options tab in the Advanced view, you can choose whether loaded performance interval patches in the given instance should be monophonic or polyphonic. The default setting in a new Vienna Instruments Pro instance is polyphonic. Let's load a patch and test this polyphonic interval mode. The sustain pedal is a hidden feature in this new mode. It enables you to force another start note after an already played first note. Very useful if multiple voices have offset melody lines. It's easy to hear this feature when you load a portamento. Without the sustain pedal, the second note will be played as a portamento transition. If you'd like to start another melody line, simply press the sustain pedal and you get a new starting note. Listen. Without sustain pedal, and with sustain pedal. Sometimes it's better if certain performance interval patches stay monophonic, and you can force the desired legato mode for each patch separately in the Advanced tab of the slot editor area, independent of the global interval mode set in the Options tab. We'll stay with this portamento patch to show the new creative possibilities of the performance interval transitions. The Advanced tab of the slot editor area offers quite some ways to influence the sample playback of the selected patch. You can adjust the sample start offset and the start offset attack or fade in time of the interval samples. The first option, Start Offset Mode, lets you choose which samples of the selected patch will be altered. For example, if you choose all, the sample start offset will also influence the starting note of a melody, which is not what we want in this case. For our example, we'll choose legato so that only interval samples will be manipulated. Then we'll set the start offset to the maximum of 50 milliseconds and the start offset attack to 40 milliseconds. The great thing about this feature is that you can control both values with just one controller, the Start controller that's available in the Perform tab of the Advanced view and of course also in the Parameter Assign list in the Basic view. Set to the maximum value, we'll hear exactly the settings we just selected in the Advanced parameters. If the start slider is at 0, you'll hear no sample start offset at all. Here's an example with the portamento, and of course the transitions are getting shorter the higher the setting of the start slider. Another example with the trumpet will show how you can influence the legato character. A great side effect of the start offset feature: if you play the same interval repeatedly, the start slider will create a random effect in the transition sound, which will make your instrument sound more natural. Another example with the clarinet in pianissimo, as it shows a lot of characteristic legato transition sounds. Again, the character of the legato can be influenced quite a bit with the start slider. Also, the immediate transition from piano to forte between two legato notes can be smoothened here. Another often wished feature is the possibility to adjust the threshold of the performance intervals. This value defines the length of the pause between two notes and whether we will trigger a new starting note or an interval sample. If we stay with 150 milliseconds and play two notes with a pause of less than 150 milliseconds, a legato sample will be triggered. You can hear the transition sound. If the pause is longer, the second note will be a new starting note. Here's an example with a portamento patch with high threshold and the same example with a low threshold.